Looking at this chart, we can say one thing for sure. The likeliness of XRP reaching another top in next 50-55 days is increasing. The likeliness of XRP hitting $5 to $9 by 20th September is increasing. You look at the trend and follow the trend. You don't have to do anything else because trend is your friend. If you are an investor, a trader, you already know this. So now on a macro perspective from a monthly chart towards the micro perspective, the daily chart, you get this idea. Here you look at the price fluctuation, it shows you the double bottom and you're about to break that to the upside. So now here you put in the bottom at 0.5 and this range is 0.72. So now take that into perspective, the measured percentage, and then plot it to the upside. So you get 30% move to the upside from there. That's just short term fluctuation. Now yes, you can go to a 4-hour chart, 12-hour chart, whatever you want to do, and that's a nano perspective there. So it's completely up to you and what type of trader you are. Now idea goes towards Bitcoin, saying if Bitcoin does this, okay, fine, otherwise we are not going to have that as a benchmark. But here Bitcoin is also giving you that on a daily. Yes, it broke higher, it reached, or at least the RSI touched the overbought territory there. And if you step again back there on a 3-day, charts change, it shows you another story. If you move back on a weekly, it's again changing. It's giving you a huge change of thought process, right? So when people say here, okay, we are gonna near the oversold territory, we're gonna end this run up and then go back down, you definitely need to take a break. You definitely need to take a step back and look at this and understand what's happening in the market. Last quarter, yes, we ran from 0.1675 all the way up to $2. What is the difference between last quarter and this quarter here? Yeah, obviously the price went down, but in the fundamental part of this, what do you see? This is great. Those who understand this know that we are going sky high, because if you are an investor, you are looking at the fundamentals. You are looking at when the fundamentals are coming, when the market is trending higher from a year and you're getting these good news and the market pops and each time it's having a higher intensity to the upside, you are going to make money if you are positioned well enough. Now let's detail through them. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. Now just updating you guys about how the market looks, and a lot of people are saying, okay, we are topping out and we may move out. Now that's not the right perspective, and those who are here in this market from some time, they know that's not the right perspective. So that's why we are here discussing through this. You look at the Bitcoin dominance, you see that the price is creating a lower high, and at the same time the RSI is showing you a higher high with a MACD cross to the upside. So that's Bitcoin dominance. So that means Bitcoin is going to continue higher. The drainage of money from altcoins to Bitcoin may slowly happen. It can still be there. Understand, if Bitcoin moves 10% up, alts may move 8% for a little bit of time. By the time BTC reaches the next resistance. So what's the next resistance? First one we touched, so the next one is 50k. So Bitcoin may run up to 50k and then slow down a bit, giving room for the alts to breathe, and then alts are going to pump. So what do you expect alts to do here? So now if you are looking at these, even if you bought at this bottom at the support here, you missed this one, you missed this one, you missed all the previous one. If you actually got to buy somewhere here, you had two chances, right? On June and then July. So if you happen to buy there, you're going to at least make 10x to 15x in profit by the time we reach this top. So at first it's 90 days, then it's 119 days, so say 18 days there, right? Then the next one you got like 20 days. So if you actually put that into perspective, another 22 days from this top and add it to the previous one, that's 161, 162 days. That takes you all the way up to 18 to 2022 of September, say an average of 20th September. That's when we are anticipating this price action to reach this trend line resistance, meet it there and have a war. If we break higher from there, yes, we are gonna go massively higher. Now the ROI of XRP at that point will be less. Why? Considering the bottom, which we put in as 0.12, and at that level, $5, $6, $7 mark, you already went up 70x. So now from there till the top of wave 2, you may only get 3 to 5x. That's it, done, right? But you are positioned right. If you are positioned right, I assume most of you guys have bought in already and your average is like 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, something like that. And if that's you, you're gonna make gorgeous profit. And if you can wait through this, take a little bit of profit, and when there is a correction, slow down, you buy back in, and as the price continues higher, you're gonna come in at $15 to $20. That's not a bad deal. Now look at this one. This is a monthly chart of XRP. What does the monthly chart of XRP show you? It's not a bad deal, because the monthly candle shows you that it's gonna close as a wick. As a wick is really important. The wick is happening just above the moving average, which is supporting the price. Previously, as you were going up, this was below the price action, meaning the price was being supported by that moving average. And right now, if you look at that, it's something similar. The trend is to the upside. We are creating a higher high, we are creating a higher low. That's trending upside. And if we can do that continuously, we are going to be successful. Now, what does that actually mean for XRP? Next month, as you open a candle, you can still stay here, just move towards $1. That's August. Now in September, that's just 20 days to do the actual burst. So I personally think rather than doing that, it will do something like this. Here, yes, we agreed. In that 120 days, we did everything in last 14 days. We didn't do much in first 100 days, right? Here, if you take that 90 days, we didn't do much in 60 days. We did everything in last 30 days. So now you take that into account and say, okay, this is 160 days. And within that 160 days, we have already done 100 days, 110 days. Now we only have 50 days. Chances are higher we are going to continue doing these rallies every now and then for next 40 days, next 50 days. Say we move up this day, slow down a couple of days, gain, pump higher for 2 days, then slow down for 3 days. That's going to happen because each pump people will take profit. Now, why is it so important to look at the fundamental side of this? Here in this Ripple Insights, you actually get to see this. As Europe continues to be a key market, now understand this. Europe is kind of something which US looks towards like, okay, dominance is increasing, Euro is gaining momentum, USD should stand above. That kind of stuff is it. Now, yeah, I agree. Now, as of now, clearly, it's against Chinese economy from the West, but this is also an important factor. So you look at this, a quarter of Ripple's current customers are based in Europe, and year to date, European on-demand liquidity transaction grew by 250%. Take that into consideration. That's huge. That really is huge, right? It actually grew to 50% in comparison to 2020. Remember, this is 2021 and we haven't completed it. It's only the end of July. You're kind of halfway through it. Fine. You still have 5 more months to go in this year and already you are 250% higher. So if you say there is no utility, they are misinforming you. Now, come back to this. People really need to understand this. This is the time when you were going up, hit around $2, and that shows you in the first quarter there was a lot of price action, we moved higher from that 0.1675 towards $2, 10-15x. That is not a bad deal, because when you read through this, they actually highlights at one point, they highlight that, the price was volatile, it went up like 15x. That is really important for a lot of guys to understand, because in wave 1, if you are getting 15x, wave 2 is going to be gorgeous. You're going to get compounding profits if you were a buyer back then, and if you are still net long in this asset for higher percentage gain. Now, why do I say this? In stock market, if you are familiar and if you are an investor in various different asset class, you know different stuff which makes you an investor. So in stock market, you look at what? The profits, the earnings ratio, right? The profit to earnings ratio. You look at the cash reserves, you look at the debt of the company, you look at how much that company itself owns. They own stocks. If it's 50%, 60%, they believe in their future. So you look at just all of these basic stuff, because you understand if the company is not having a ton of debt, it's not going bankrupt. If it's having a ton of cash reserves, it's going to expand. It's going to do a lot of impressive things when the market is going down. Similarly, look at this. Q1, we were moving up. Total ODL related sales was like 150.34 in millions. And here in Q2, when the price is kind of slowing down, going down, people are going down in emotion, psychology is hitting all-time low, they are doing even better. The net purchases for XRP is like 160 million. Now that's not a bad deal. Now you come to the global volume and you see it doubling. In Q1, it was 2,264, and Q2, you got double that. Now that's almost great, almost double that, and that shows you one stuff. It's hard for a lot of guys who don't understand this, but you sold and whales bought in. You were emotion, your emotion was actually too high, and you took a decision to sell out of the market. And if you are one of that guy, you need to be educated. Now look at this information. It's just doubling here, not here, because when people say, okay, they are releasing a ton of escrow into the market, they also need to understand it's going back into the escrow. They released 3 billion and 2.7 billion went back. So the supply is not increasing in an exponential way. Excuse me for that. So guys, do understand this. Fundamentals is really important. You look at the brain power coming into the company. You look at the expansion. You look at how they are approaching the clients. You look at the rate at which new clients are coming in. Then you look at the general market. You compare it with them. So when the market is breaking out and trending higher, it's only going to get more attention. Why? The price is going to go higher. If someone is to operate ODL, purchase ODL, set ODL aside because the price is moving higher, that clearly makes sense with what David Truss have previously said, because at that time Joel Cass was actually highlighting that if you want to use XRP and the price is going to go higher, it makes sense for you to buy a chunk of it and keep it. And if you're buying at 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 and keeping it there, even if the price goes to $4, you're still paying that unit of XRP. That's an investment, and that's the utility. So if you understand the real utility of XRP and the line of credit, all the other stuff, it's something which you really need to pay attention to. Now in the same report, when you actually come back, look at the macro scenario here, they actually shows you it was actually eventful in this one, where the entire crypto market went 15-fold higher. So in general, we went up 15x in wave 1. So that gives you the perspective that if you are in the right coins, in general, in wave 2, you are going to do at least 15 and an average of 30, optimum of 45x in your portfolio. And if you were there in wave 1 and your average is 5x, 10x, whatever, multiply that 10 with this 15, you're 150x up in your portfolio. Multiply that with the average of 30. If you are in the right assets, you are now 300, 450x up in your portfolio. Not in one single asset of a tiny position, the entire portfolio. So if you actually want to do that, you need to learn how the market reacts, because the market shows you what it's going to do in a different manner. You look at which of the coins are not doing well in last 7 days, you kind of get an idea. Then you look at which of the coins are doing exponentially well in last 7 days. You can do the same with last quarter, last year. Then look at the fundamental and say whether you're going to buy it or not, whether that's an opportunity or not. Now, if you already have a portfolio with a ton of assets, you definitely need to give attention right now, because by the time this is over, you will say that I missed that moment. Instead of that, taking that regret, what you can do right now when the market is trending higher is to take proper decision, educate yourself, and execute what is required. This month is going to end just in 48 hours. And if you really want to get that kind of an approach for your portfolio, where you have a lot of different assets and you're confused what to do, how to maneuver around different assets, and if you're ready to maneuver around different assets and you need to know what it's going to do, you have the Scientific Investor there. You can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description of each videos, where you can find updates for any assets in your portfolio. It can be crypto, it can be commodities, it can be stocks. Depending upon what type of investor you are, you need to pay attention to the market, because the market is giving you a lot of signals. If it's the stock market, don't listen to the majority. Understand that in an inflationary environment, you won't actually get 50% drop in price, because even if the price is not going up or down and staying at a one price level in dollar terms, and the inflation is skyrocketing, you are going down. People doesn't understand this. So don't just follow the majority. You will be slaughtered if you are following the herd of sheep. This matters to understand the macro principle of how the economy works and how the economics actually moves in supply and demand. You want to do that, you can go through a ton of books, and we suggest all of those and teach you that in the one-on-one session, where we discuss everything in detail, from your portfolio towards financial education, towards what you can do to get maximum profits. So guys, I hope you received value, and if you really did receive a ton of value for your time, please do support the channel, hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.